How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk Vasil Lomachenko, high tech Lomachenko, you guys, versus Devin Haney, man. It is going down, you guys. Looks like this is what's next. This is what's in the plans for ESPN and Top Rank. And we're finally getting some of these pieces together, you guys, man. It's looking pretty up, man. It's looking pretty good, man. Lomachenko barely got by Jermaine Ortiz, you guys. As you guys know, Jermaine Ortiz was a harder fighter than I even think that I didn't even think Lomachenko, he might have been underestimating him just a little bit, with some of his countering and some of his, working off the jab and, some of his moving and techniques. And, I thought that, Lomachenko thought he could just jab his way and stay on the outside. And, that wasn't the case. And not only that, when Lomachenko tried to get inside and mix it up, Jermaine Ortiz was right there. Hold up, few guys. Technical error. It's hating going on. We are back. We are back. Sorry about that, you guys. Technical difficulties. Wow. Um, but yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about this Devin Haney versus Vasil Lomachenko fight. It is definitely going down. This is what ESPN and Top Rank looks like they want. Um, and yeah, where do I start? Devin Haney went over there and fought George Kambosos, with a lot of people didn't think he was going to win. A lot of people didn't think he could beat George Kambosos. He actually went over there and defied all odds and actually went to Australia and actually did that. And the first fight, Bill Haney was almost, he was almost ready to have to fight without his father and mentor and trainer, Bill Haney, in his corner, you guys. In the first fight. So that showed a lot of grit, determination, and hunger from Devin Haney that, maybe we haven't seen yet, because he hasn't been tested like that yet in or outside of the ring. So I think that showed a lot. I think that, Devin Haney is one of those type of fighters that can actually get it done on the inside of the ring and be smart enough and be humble enough to act accordingly outside of the ring. So the Australia had no problem with letting Devin Haney over there, but his dad was a different story. I think his dad had some, prior charges from way back 30 years ago that they brought up, which was some complete BS. But look, man, Devin Haney went over there and he got the job done. A lot of people didn't think he was going to be able to go over there and dominate the way he did, but he did. He not only dominated George Kambosos once, he dominated George Kambosos twice. Unanimous decisions, 12-round unanimous decisions for both fights. I wouldn't say a snoozer, but I would say a boxing exhibition, more like a sparring session. Devin Haney didn't get touched much at all for both fights. So he didn't take a whole lot of wear and tear. He's still good and agile. Can definitely flow in and out of the ring. I think he's just a stellar athlete. And it goes to show you why he's at the top and how he got to the top. He's just a really good fighter, you guys. You can't take anything away from him. You can't take nothing away from him, man. He's an awesome fighter. Not only that, Devin Haney, with beating George Kambosos, because you guys all know George Kambosos beat a very good Teofimo Lopez, but had a lot of outside of the ring issues going on, which we're not going to sit here and make excuses for Teofimo Lopez. But what I will do is I will tell you guys that Teofimo Lopez, I think, will be better at 140. He doesn't have to weight drain himself anymore. I think it was very hard for him to make 135. And for now, I think him making 140 will be better for him. But he did lose to George Kambosos. Teofimo Lopez's only loss. To be honest with you, Lomachenko was supposed to be there. Lomachenko was supposed to be there and fight George Kambosos, but there was a thing called the Ukraine versus Russia war. So when that went down, all bets went out the window. He had to be there for his country. Had a bigger fight on their hands. Somebody trying to take over their, land or whatever, and he had to go over there and help fight over there. And, I understand why he did that, but he lost out on a huge opportunity to be the undisputed champion and fighting George Kambosos. I think him fighting George Kambosos would have been a lot easier to get the win, or a lot, I feel like he had better chances on getting the win against George Kambosos than he does against Devin Haney. Okay. Like I said, Vasyl Lomachenko is the high tech, is a good fighter. But can he, at the end of the day, is skills pay the bills, and they say you're only as good as your last fight. Devin Haney's last fight, he looked stellar. He looked like he was a world champion. He looked like he deserved to be unified. And shit. And I think that, he got the win, He got the win. A lot of people want to say, Devin Haney had a fucking commercial belt and, all of this shit. But let's be honest, man. He straight up earned that fucking, that undisputed title, those undisputed titles against George Kambosos, not once, but twice. But we want to see who else he can do. That's just one style. There's multiple styles at 135 pounds, and 135, to be honest, is one of the most stacked divisions in boxing. You got Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Vasyl Lomachenko, okay, Ryan Garcia. Who else? I was, what's so crazy, y'all? I was ready to say Adrian Broner, because I know he just got his deal and all of that stuff with BLK Prime. Shout out to BLK Prime. But I heard that, Adrian Broner got his deal with BLK Prime. But I just thought about it, man. Adrian Broner was a monster at 135, you guys. I mean, he was a monster at 135. I think he did very well at 135. I think that was Adrian Broner's best weight class at 135. And, I just think Devin Haney, I think Adrian Broner could have got it done at 135, but he couldn't stay there too much longer because his body was growing. I think that Adrian Broner needs to try to make 140, man. I think that is when he started having more of an advantage and more of a fighter's chance and, a puncher's chance. And, he had more respectable power at 135 and at 140, I feel like, than he did at 147. I don't think Adrian Broner should be at 147, my personal opinion. So, yeah, man. 135 is wide open, man. 135 is wide open. And, yeah, man, I want to see the best fight the best. So it's looking like we could get Gervonta Tank Davis in 2023. And it's looking like we could possibly get Devin Haney versus Lomachenko in 2023. Those are two big names in Gervonta Tank Davis taking on big name in Ryan Garcia, and another big name in Vasyl Lomachenko taking on an up-and-coming, let's be honest, Devin Haney's only had 2 to 3 major fights so far, like really good, where people are like, okay, he did his thing on that joint. He deserved that. He only had 2 or 3 of those type of fights, so he's starting his career. And I feel like Devin Haney's probably the younger one out of all of those guys I just named too. So listen, Devin Haney is an awesome fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him. I just want to see him in there with different styles. I want to see how good Devin Haney can really be. A lot of people say that Devin Haney could, beat this guy. It'll be easy work against Gervonta Tank Davis. Easy work against Vasyl Lomachenko. Easy work against amateur rival Ryan Garcia. I want to see these. I want to see what he can really do. I want to see if he can really, do what he say he's going to do. And that's it. That's all I got to say about that, man. But yeah, Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko is scheduled to possibly go down next spring. I'm thinking maybe March, April. If they could get a job, if they could get a deal done, I'm going to think probably more of the lines of May, June, Shout out to DC Mike in the chat, man. What's going on, DC Mike, man? How's everything going today, my brother? But yeah, man, Vasyl Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, you guys, is a really good fight. I think a lot of people out there, me included, want to see that fight. Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. I'm going to be favoring Devin Haney in the fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vasyl Lomachenko could pull off the upset, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised. Vasyl Lomachenko is still high tech, you guys. Let's be honest, man. We talk a lot of shit about, Vasyl Lomachenko, about what he can do and about what he can't do and how he's getting older and how he's, aging as a fighter and stuff like that. We understand that. I understand all that. He's getting old. He's had over 400 amateur fights. I understand all that. But at the end of the day, man, Vasyl Lomachenko still has skills, man. And I feel like skills pay the bills, man, period. And I feel like he still has enough skills to be at that top level with Devin Haney. But can he pull off the upset? I feel like at this point in his career. I feel like Devin Haney's going to be the favorite going into this fight, especially after that Jermaine Ortiz showing. I don't know if you guys watched Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz, but Jermaine Ortiz was pumping that jab. Jermaine Ortiz was doing everything in his power to get his shots off and have, a lot of success. He had a lot of volume for Lomachenko, which we're not used to seeing at 135, and he had a lot for every time Lomachenko threw. I felt like Jermaine Ortiz threw one as well. So it's tit for tat, Lomachenko gets off 2 or 3, Jermaine Ortiz got to get off 3 or 4. It was like one of those type of deals. He might not have landed all of them, but he was throwing a lot. He caught Lomachenko flush on a couple good shots too, man. That surprised me. But it showed that Lomachenko can take a good shot at 135. He's got a good chin. Because I think that Jermaine Ortiz at that 135 pound, I think he has power. I seen that, and I seen the face. If you look at both faces, you look at the face of Vasyl Lomachenko, man. You look at his face, and you see the damage that Jermaine Ortiz did, and then you look at the Jamel Herring fight, and you see the damage that Jermaine Ortiz did to his face as well. I think Lomachenko's camp was saying, or Lomachenko himself, one of them saying something about the gloves tape was doing that to his face. I don't understand. I believe it was just good shots That's what I personally believe. I'm not saying that Lomachenko is wrong, but hey, man, I mean, he was getting hit. He was getting hit with a lot of shit that he didn't think he was going to be getting hit with. He was getting hit up, man. And, a lot of people aren't used to Vasyl Lomachenko getting touched up like that, man. And a lot of people are probably at home now thinking like, shit, if he can get touched up like that against Jermaine Ortiz, what the hell you think Devin Haney going to do to him? And so I'm just curious to see how this fight's going to go down. Like I said, I'm favoring Devin Haney. I think he can win. Obviously, unanimous decision. I don't think Devin Haney will start getting that power until he gets a little older. I think you might not see, devastating knockouts from Devin Haney until, maybe a couple years from now. But his skills can't pay the bills, and his skills can get him where he needs to go, and he's got respectable power. Devin Haney doesn't have to have the most power in the world to get his point across. And, I think he can get his point across to Lomachenko that he's here and he is now, and he's not in the past, and he wasn't there before, but he's here now. And I think that this is a statement fight. I think that this is a big fight for Devin Haney. And I think that this could catapult his career into bigger and better things for the young man. Like I said, man, I got nothing but good things to say about Devin Haney after seeing what he did to George Kambosos. He actually proved to me that he can get it done at the top level and in somebody else's backyard. A lot of people don't understand, man, how hard it is to win a world title. Not only to win a world title, but to win a world title against a undefeated world champion. Okay? Not only an undefeated world champion, but an undefeated world champion that just came off probably one of the biggest wins of his whole professional career and will be the biggest win of his whole professional career, I feel, in beating Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, man. The only man to give Teofimo Lopez his first loss. I think if they rematch at 140, Teofimo Lopez wins. I think if Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos 2 happens at 140 instead of 135, I think Teofimo Lopez could possibly get the stoppage if training right and if motivated. You guys got to understand, man, these guys got families, kids, they got a life outside of this boxing shit, And I mean, Teofimo Lopez said about how much the family and shit, mattered to him. And that's how we got into the situation we're in now. Because Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos. So that's how the belts got spun around. And that's how Devin Haney even got his shot. Because Lomachenko was supposed to be, and the Ukraine war did, it affected Lomachenko big time. And Lomachenko's number one dream is to become undisputed, man. He's one fight away from doing it. His very next fight is going to be for the world title, man. For the undisputed, for all the belts. Vasyl Lomachenko. Can he beat Devin Haney? Can he dig deep and beat a undefeated young lion and Devin the Dream Haney? Can he do it, man? I think Vasyl Lomachenko has a good chance, but I'm still favoring Devin Haney, man. He's got the youth. He's got the size. And that's another thing a lot of people don't talk about. Do you guys know how hard it was for Devin Haney to probably make 135? I'm hearing it's getting tougher and tougher, man. I'm hearing that weight drain is something crazy, boy. A lot of you motherfuckers on here that watch this shit have never had to cut weight before. But, man, did you hear what Lomachenko said, man, when him and Devin Haney linked up? He was like, you look like a heavyweight. Something along the lines of that, Let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys some. Ooh. Let me show you guys some. This is when Vasil Lomachenko said, "You look like you know." Let me let you guys hear it. I'll let you guys hear it. Let me let you guys hear it. I'm gonna let you guys hear what Devin Haney had to say about. You can just make a little circle on that, Dad, and it'll erase. I'm gonna let you guys hear what Devin Haney. I mean, excuse me, what Vasil Lomachenko had to say about Devin Haney. You know, when he got in the ring with him.
It's obviously very important. Devin, what did you think of Vasili's performance tonight?
I think it wasn't the best performance, but you know, I know that if me and Loma was to fight, you know, a better version would be on that night. But congratulations, and hopefully we can get it on.
You have said,
"Is lightweight? Is this lightweight?"
He's a big lightweight.
He said, "Is this lightweight? Is this lightweight? Or is this heavyweight?" You hear how he talking?
No, it's heavyweight.
He said heavyweight.
Hopefully we can get it on.
You have said,
"Is lightweight? Is this lightweight?" He's a big lightweight. No, it's heavyweight.
He said, "Is this lightweight? Is this lightweight? Or is this heavyweight? Heavyweight." He's implying that, you know, Devin Haney is a lot bigger than him. And if you guys look, man, yeah, Devin Haney's wearing all black and he's got a sweater on, man, but he's definitely noticeably bigger, man. You guys got to check out the interview.
In the ring, I'll show you. I will be ready.
you said that you were.
He said, "I will be ready."
Now, in the ring, I'll show you. I will be ready.
You said that you are willing to make any concession that Devin Haney wants to make this fight. How bad do you want this?
He said, "How bad do you want this?" And what he's saying is, Devin Haney's saying, I mean, what the interpreter is saying is, how bad does Vasil Lomachenko want this title shot?
Look, I'm ready. I told you before, I'm ready, and I'm ready for any option.
Anytime, any place. I heard those words when you were going to fight for the undisputed title. How do you feel about Lomachenko saying, whatever you want, let's just get it done?
That's what I'd like to hear. I took the risk. I went over to Australia twice. Everything that George Kambosos mandated to me, I signed up for. So we'll see when we go to negotiate.
When you look at Devin Haney and the way he fought against George Kambosos in his two fights, what did you see?
Look, he is an undisputed world champion. You know, you can talking about world champion. He is a top fighter. That's why he is a world champion.
Tonight, the 10 months off, did you feel that, or was Jermaine just young, athletic, and difficult?
Yeah, but you know, I need.
Devin Haney just left after that. They ain't even say bye to him or nothing. He just said, "You asking this motherfucker Lomachenko questions. I'm done. I'm gone." Listen, man, it's gonna be a great fight, you guys. Both guys definitely can get the job done. I just want to see it. You know, it's something that I want to see. I want to see what Lomachenko gonna do, man. What is Lomachenko gonna do, man? You know, he's had a lot of belts before, but they say he's never been undisputed champion. So we're gonna see, can Vasil Lomachenko do what a lot of people probably in the boxing world don't think he can do now. A lot of people are writing Lomachenko off, you guys. I don't know if you guys been listening to different YouTube channels, and a lot of people are saying, even in Ringside Reporter, I listened to the live stream yesterday. Two guys that's been covering the sport for like 20 years. I mean, they're even talking about Vasil Lomachenko possibly being, over the hill. Devin Haney's the young lion coming up. And, man, can Vasil Lomachenko, do what a lot of people don't think he can do, man, and beat the young lion in Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, another thing about Devin Haney I like to address, you guys, is he don't mind traveling. Devin Haney's traveled a couple times. He's traveled, to Australia. He's traveled to, Cali. He's traveled to D.C. I mean, he's traveled. So, you know, I actually don't even know if he's fought at home yet. I believe he's from Oakland, California. But yeah, man. This fight was what it was about right here, man. This is how it all went wrong for Lomo, man. All he had to do was win that fight to take over. See? For all the belts. And he wasn't able to win. But Devin Haney, on the other hand, went over there to Australia, tagged your boy George Kambosos up. Tagged your boy George Kambosos up. And got the W. So I want to see the fight, man. I know you guys at home want to see the fight. It's going to be a fight that's going to be so dope, man. I just can't wait. Vasyl Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. Who you guys want to see win? Who you guys think is going to win? It's going down. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please smash that like button and subscribe. Until next time, you guys. Peace.